So my name is Srinivas Dirugondi. You could call me Srini. So I look after the mobile financial solutions business unit within the company. I'm the largest unit and also the fastest growing unit. So as far as Mahindra Comviva is concerned, we are a company focused on what we call commerce, content and data. So there are three vertical pillars that are driving the growth of the organization. Coming specifically to commerce, which is what I really look after, we're really focusing on what I call looking at offering solutions for payments, payment-related services and commerce to all stakeholders within the ecosystem. And therefore, if I were to look at these stakeholders, there would be a consumer and there would be a business and a merchant. And within the consumer, you have a pyramid, the bottom of the pyramid, and as you go along, a pretty much an evolved consumer. And similarly, in the businesses and merchants, you would have the small and medium merchants and the large format merchants. And the requirements for them would be different in terms of the kind of solutions they would look for. The need itself would be kind of different. So we're looking at offering solutions that would cater to all their requirements, and therefore what we're really following is what I call a no white space strategy of saying I have the right solution for the right segment. So that's what we're really looking at. So the way the organization began was focusing on the emerging markets, and that's where we are traditionally very strong in. So if you look at Africa, we're pretty much everywhere in Africa. I guess we're more than 60-70% of the African countries. So that talks about our strength in the way we kind of really began. And but as an organization, what we've kind of figured out is we've kind of been able to come out with the right solutions for that market. Now we're really trying to expand and grow beyond. And again, I'm coming back to the mobile financial solutions unit. The growth in the payments market for mobile clearly came in from the emerging markets because that they just had a very fundamental requirement. But now as we see a bit of an adoption going on in the other parts of the world as well. So be it Europe, be it North America, be it Latin America, be it the Asia Pac region. And what we're now doing is have the right solution, then kind of really expand in. So going beyond our so-called traditional markets, which is in Africa, Latin America, Middle East. Now we're kind of saying, hey, here's Southeast Asia, there's Europe, both Central Europe and Western Europe and North America. And that's been a bit of a focus, and that's the reason I'm standing here today. So the focus of my presentation was more focused on what I call reimagining the consumer purchase behavior and looking at mobility specifically. So I kind of talked about how in the emerging markets, first, that the mobile payments is more fundamental. That's the only way they can access their financial services account, if I may. And without that, they would just be handling in cash. So that's a bit of what we've been doing in the emerging markets. But the focus of the overall presentation was saying that in the evolved consumer or the developed markets, where consumers already have so much of choice, be it cards, be it electronic payments, be it digital payments or digital channels, access to digital channels rather like internet, why would they use a mobile? And therefore saying how look at mobile with the following: A, contextuality, saying with the mobile, the best way to kind of contextualize a consumer's buying behavior, it can't get any better. So, basis the location, I'll be able to know that what is this person doing currently, and throwing specific information that can help them or aid them in their buying behavior, the purchasing behavior. The second one is social. So social networking is clearly the way people are kind of using information, kind of getting information from companies, checking out with their tribes, if I may, and getting the right set of information. But if I were to transpose that into the mobile again and say that if I walk into a restaurant, I look at a menu and then kind of say that, can I, through my mobile application, get the right context of saying that which kind of dish, for example, is best had with people similar to me, then the whole experience gets that much better and different. Then I was talking about technology, how the various kind of technologies, if you use in the right context, like NFC, to pay at ease like what Apple Pay is doing today, or get information through QR codes, or get the right discount voucher through a Bluetooth low energy beacon, so that's more contextualized. Suddenly you're able to kind of visualize a pattern by which you're able to kind of aid the consumer again and help them not only buy, but beyond the buying context, can they kind of really go to the post-payment behavior, which is again getting and informing their tribes, if I may again. So that's what I was talking about. And finally, about security. How do you ensure that consumers get that security is fine with the mobile device, and every organization who's really offering the payments on the mobile are really focusing on that. For me, the best example again is putting your thumb, making the payment in the context of Apple Pay. So saying that if you focus on these 4 fundamental pillars, we can come out with the right solution for this market, who otherwise wouldn't really use a mobile payment and would be happy using what they're doing. Firstly, apart from the 2-hour days, it's a 24-hour flight back from home. So I think it was worth all the effort coming over here. And for me, what I've kind of really liked about the overall conference is saying that how do you kind of look at mobility? I've talked a lot on payments, but it's beyond that. It's about the applications, it's about the content, it's about really involving the consumer with various facets of what they're really looking for, and that's what the conference has really covered. And therefore, for me, I think getting in wider experiences from across the globe, across industries, I think has been a fantastic experience, and I'm sure all of us are going to kind of learn in the specifics, or rather take out the generalities of the specifics and use it in our own context. And for me, that I think has been a really useful experience. In terms of what really stood out, the final session about the apps and the way apps are kind of really progressing, I think has been quite enriching, because it's not only covered again various industries but across the regions, and again it's been useful tidbits, if I may, that we can again kind of use it for whatever else we're doing in the future.